Many of us take the amazing abilities of our body for granted. We get into a chair and grab our favorite book, all without a second thought. How would it feel if you could no longer do these activities without assistance?
What is the problem? So we have a client who is quadriplegic and loves reading book on daily basis, but unfortunately due to the client's condition they cannot turn the page themselves. So the problem we're trying to solve is how to flip a book page without using hands or other limbs. Although our client has the ability to move their head, they only require a page turning device that can be attached to their wheelchair, which will allow them to read independently. After learning more about the problem, we decided to come up with some functions, objectives, and constraints that our design should meet. Why is it important to solve this problem? Solving this problem will help our client gain more independence and give them the ability to partake in their hobby of reading without help from others. It will also help our client not feel like a burden and will be able to work at their own pace once set up.
The ME 229 syllabus outlines the graduate attributes students should gain as a result of this design course. Three attributes and lessons we feel were most developed are problem solving and analysis skills, teamwork skills, and communication skills. Learning to analyze and solve problems were lessons that our group dealt with from the beginning of the term. Only after learning to properly analyze the problem were we able to develop a problem statement, constraints, objectives, and functions. Teamwork skills were relied on heavily this term. Learning to work collectively as a team was a lesson that was refined each week through our memos and assignments. With a project of this size, it was necessary for our group to learn to work cohesively to complete our deliverables. Communication is the means through which all ideas are shared and the most important lesson of the term. Visual communication, in the forms of drawings and sketches, was often used to express design ideas. In addition, verbal communication in video conferences and emails was used extensively to create our page turner. This year's project presented a unique challenge as none of our group's communication took place in person. As a result, video conferences and other asynchronous methods became a necessity. Learning how to communicate and work together in groups is important for us as students, but also as future engineers.
The final design our group came to is a combination of all group members' designs. The page turner is a two-part system consisting of a book podium and a button holder. The podium sits on top of the user's wheelchair reading tray, and the angle of the podium can be adjusted. A page clip is attached to the side to ensure the pages are not flipped at an undesirable time. The page flipper sits on top of the podium. It consists of a rotating shaft which is connected to the motor. The user activates the motor with a button, and the flipper will complete one revolution, flipping one page. There is a pin connection connecting the flipper arm to the rotating shaft, and a rubber band in the arm's notches to ensure downward pressure is always applied to the page. The rubber band and motor are not shown in this rendering. The flipper arm rides up the edge of the inclined disc to make sure it lands on the top of the next page when the user is ready to flip the page once again. The button holder assembly is attached to the wheelchair using two U-bolts. The assembly is fully adjustable in length so the button arm can be placed at a comfortable distance from the user's face. The button arm is made of a flexible conduit for additional adjustability. The user presses the button with whatever portion of their body they please to activate the motor.